Yo, what's good with y'all? Alright, so I'm back, pardon the delay, you know what I'm saying? I was taking care of some other things, and I know you probably don't even want to hear that right now. You just want me to get to doing the astrology thing, right? So let's just get right into it now. Be mindful that because of certain placements in your natal chart and stuff like that, things can differ, you know what I mean? But for the most part, I'm going to do my best that I can to explain to you the difference between cancers, the June cancers and the July cancers. All right, we're gonna start with the June cancers, of course, right? Because that would make sense. So that would be June 21st to July 1st. And if you happen to fall on the cusp when I'm doing these explanations, make it fit where it's supposed to fit. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, let's start with the whole June cancers. So one thing that I could say about the June cancers. All right, let's talk about appearance. So June cancers, they can have these like dad bods. Like the guys that have like dad bods, like they'll be like, cuddly type dudes. Where they might even wear their beard long or bushy or whatever the case may be, or have one of those things coming over the forehead or something like that. You know what I'm saying? A whisper or something like that. You know what I mean? Depending on your hairstyle and stuff like that. But really, like a whole teddy bear bar looking. You know what I'm saying? Like the women too, like more cushion for the pushing type thing going on. You understand what I'm saying? Like just real cuddly people, even if they're not, on the more robust side. They're more like with the cuddles. You know what I'm saying? It's something that they actually favor. You know what I mean? It shows warmth. It makes more of a connection for these types of cancers when they can actually touch you and you know what I mean, and do stuff like that. Like they feel more familiar around you, whatever the case may be. Now, all of these cancers that I'm talking about are going to be irritable at some type of point. Um, but there's different ways that they express it. You know what I'm saying? These June cancers are going to express irritability when they feel something is threatened, especially when it comes to their domain. That's when they can get snappy, moody, and irritable because they feel like you're trying to intrude on their abode in some type of way. You understand what I'm saying? Which brings me to the next thing about these June cancers, right? These June cancers, they be patriotic as fuck. You understand me? Like, and again, like very territorial. Like it could just be something as, and I won't say simple, but just something as cliche as the home, to where you like, you make the wrong sudden move and then it's just like, yo, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Because that's a part of their whole domestic field. You know what I mean? And it's not like they'll instantaneously snap behind these things that they're patriotic about. These are the type of people that they'll think about what it is that they're going to do before they do it. Like they contemplate on it. You know what I'm saying? This is something that went through their mind before they actually decided to snap and do you greasy, or you know what I mean, just do what they feel that they have to do, because they're going to, these June cancers are more like spiritually guided and it's instinctual. So it could happen quick and it could happen snappy, but it's something that they have picked up from the ether and said, you know what, um, I've thought about this and this has to happen. It has to happen tonight. It will happen tonight, and then they get it to cracking. You understand what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to always be violent. I'm not saying that this has to be a violent thing. It could just be merely them standing up for themselves and just saying, look, I'm not a pushover. Today's the day that you're going to find that out. You know what I'm saying? So it could be one of those. Now, it can get massacre type. You understand what I'm saying? And if it reaches that level, again, this is something that they contemplated on and said, you know what? I'm going all out for what I believe in, which is like this country or this belief or this idea or whatever the case may be. And it's fuck everybody at that point, fuck everything, nuts on the table, it's going down type shit. Um, Now, something else about the June cancers, right? These cancers are funny. All cancers are funny. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I ever met a cancer that's not hilarious. You know what I'm saying? But June cancers are a different kind of funny. These are the funny without trying. All right. So it's just in their face, like their facial expressions. They could just be like something like that, and you'll be on the floor laughing like, yo, why you look like that every time you look like that? Or they could be the ones who, when they smile, they make you smile. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how warming that these June cancers can be. Like, they just got that aura that brings it out of you. June cancers can also hold on to things to where it becomes a detriment to them. When I say hold on to things, I usually mean things that are of sentimental value. You know what I mean? When it's time to move on, it's just so comfortable to them that they feel like, why do I have to change this? Why do I have to move from here? Why do I have to meet new people when the old people are just fine? You know what I'm saying? It's just stuff like that. Or, you know, why throw this sweater out? I know it's got 3 holes in it, it's deteriorating, but it's from 19 whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like one of those. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into, we're going to get into the July, from July 2nd to July 12th this time. Because I notice sometimes I'll be dragging it out and I'll be missing some pointers on the different signs or whatever the case may be, the different decanates. So with the July 2nd to July 12th, these cancers, they might be a trainer for a second. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they might be like on some old, you know, take your time and get abs like mine, or get an ass like mine, you chicks, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might go trainer mode like overnight on some shit. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be short lived. It won't even be no shit that they drag out or whatever the case may be. They just gonna have this instantaneous feeling for, oh, now they're a professional bodybuilder or some shit like that. Or they might just be doing it to get their ass ready for the summer. You know what I'm saying? But they all posting it on the gram and all that to put it in your face to let you know, like, this is the type of time that they on. You understand what I'm saying? And then you might low-key be really believing that they a trainer or whatever the case may be, and it's not that. They're just going through a phase. These cancers are more health conscious. You understand what I'm saying? And they'll use health and bodybuilding and stuff like that to get their way. You know what I'm saying? They know it heightens the capability of the individual when they work out, and they're aware of the things that they put inside of their body and stuff like that. So they'll utilize that to their benefit. And if they don't got the biggest tits already, like, they'll make the biggest tits. You see what I'm saying? Like, they'll make them. You know what I mean? Men too. Like, they'll be pumping on the bench press more than any other weight inside of the weight room. And I believe that's intentional too, you know what I'm saying? But it's coded in their DNA, you know what I'm saying? Because cancer rules the breast, so it just happens that way. You feel what I'm saying? These cancers will also kick your ass. Like, these are the cancers that'll punch you in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's usually, how should I say it? It could be because you played with them, or it could be that they have trouble expressing what it is that is bothering them, or they feel like it's not really worth the time, or trying to like give it an explanation. It's kind of like common sense to you, so it's just like the only common thing for them to do is to react on you. These cancers are very snappy, they're the quickest to snap and be like, you know what I'm saying, and just wig on you, like quick tempered. So it could be bad, you know what I'm saying? But they're gonna try to justify themselves in doing it in some type of way, and say that, you know, it was a way that it was war, they felt threatened in some type of way, and this is just the way that it had to be. You understand what I'm saying? These cancers can also get into matters that are domestic violence, whether they're the ones that are putting it on somebody, or they're getting hands and feet put on them. You know what I'm saying? But it could be due to the relationship that they put themselves in, apart from, you know, fighting battles and stuff like that. It could just be the relationships that they get themselves into, to where they gotta be that way, or things just transpire that way, should I say. And again, it comes a part of being that attachment type stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, these cancers will they'll overcompensate in the domestic area, in the family area. You understand what I'm saying? Like, in their soul, of course, they're Cancer, right? In their soul, they yearn for family and family matters and things relative to family so much that they'll overcompensate, and things don't always go their way when it comes to the family. Like, they could actually be the one in the family who's always at war with the rest of the family members, and it may be pointed out to them, or somebody may point it out as well, and again, they might be defensive about it because they have trouble articulating themselves in a way that represents them. I don't know, like standing up for themselves in a way that is conscious, more conscious, instead of being reactive or responsive. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it comes out responsive, and it's just who they are. And a lot of the times it could result in them having internal family drama and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But they can also, at the same time, these Cancers will become the star of the family, or like the breadwinner of the family, or the one who makes something out of themselves, but to a level that is just like surpasses everybody else. So still, it's like no matter what, they're gonna get looked at in a type of combative way from the rest of their relatives, and not all of them, but a good deal of them. While some of them are actually going to respect them for their strong, like, exterior, the way that they come across, and just going to be like, yo, we may not get along like this, but that's still my uncle, or whatever the case may be. I still rock with him. You know what I'm saying? Because, you ain't gonna really play with them. See, this is what happens with these Cancers. Like, they get hurt when people think that they could play with them. See, they'll try to be cool with you and be nice, and be real nice with you, and then people think that they could play with them, and then they get wounded by that. So then it's just like no holds barred. It's like an all-out war, and it's just like, it could get bad pretty much. Now, these Cancers also will spill the tea. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I left this out when I was talking about the June Cancers, right? June Cancers will spill the tea too, but June Cancers will do it in a patriotic sense. It's like they gotta prove their point about something that really, really matters, that really means something to them. It doesn't even have to pertain to everybody else, but in their mind, again, they thought it out. So in their mind, it's like, no, this is really going to resonate because I feel it in my gut. Like, I have to represent for this. You know what I'm saying? That's the June Cancers. But the July Cancers, they'll spill the tea when you cross them. Straight up. Like, if you offend them and you hurt them, man, I hope they don't know something about you, because they'll air you out. They'll air it out. They'll have no qualms about it. They'll air it out, and they're doing it intentionally to bruise you and return that bruise that they felt when you did whatever it is that you did. Like, these Cancers are the petty of the petty. Like, petty, petty, petty. You understand what I'm saying? These Cancers also can and will hold on to grudges. This could be to a detriment too, but again, the struggle to articulate themselves in a way that they're supposed to be, using conscious reasoning and taking the high road and stuff like that, like, that's not what these Cancers do. Like, they'll be like, fuck it, I'll be the bad guy in order to not feel this type of hurt that I'm gonna fuck around and feel if I try to give in to y'all, let y'all think that y'all could play with me type Cancers. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, but they can yearn for the family situations to the point where it becomes a detriment, to where eventually they find out that they just got to do them, and then the whole family thing will either fall in place or it just might not. And it's like an oxymoron, because they're Cancers, but at the same time, it's just like that whole family thing may not work for them. You know what I'm saying? They may not have children. They might have a whole bunch of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But they'll have this yearn for it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, let's get to the July 13th to July 22nd Cancers now. So these Cancers are the more emotionally mature Cancers, and they'll express that by being passive. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll go sideways when it comes to stuff. They'll go around it, up, down, whichever way they gotta go. They also feel like accountability is like a waste of energy, and I don't mean that in a way that is like you can do whatever you want to do and there'll be no repercussions or consequences for it. I mean in a way that, you know how people could like stop everything they're doing to focus on the external factors, or the people who are outside of them who are making just rummages, you know what I'm saying, making noise and stuff like that. Like, these cancers don't really care for the outside noise. They're like, the only way out is within, you know what I'm saying? So like, what you just did is just a moving part in a bigger picture, in a bigger scheme of things. So all this attention or energy that the external personal factor once put into this engagement or whatever it is that they propose, these cancers are like, fuck all of that. Like, that, make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Let's leave all that alone and just let it go, let it be. You understand what I'm saying? These cancers be moving like that. Now, these cancers will also be unsuspecting. Like, these cancers are unsuspecting. You wouldn't. They got like a controlled Jekyll and Hyde about them, so you don't really know what's going on. Like, you can't really put your finger on them. You can't predict what they're going to do and how they're going to move, and they have it under control. It's not like the more erratic cancer responses from the baby cancer, which is the June cancer. This is more like a unspoken type of ether internal movement that they got going on, to where they're acting like these cancers are the actors who actually are acting. You understand what I'm saying? These are the sci-fi, dreamy in the face ass cancers. You understand what I'm saying? Unsuspecting. You don't know what's really going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And they give this mask type energy, but also subtle, smooth, soft coming across. You understand what I'm saying? But it don't mean that they won't get busy. It just means you're going to be off tilt. You're just not going to be 100% knowing what this individual is capable of. Now, the other cancer, I left this out, like the July the 2nd to July 12th cancers. These are the actors that ain't acting. Like, they're not acting. They're really doing what they do. Because I'm speaking about acting because there's a lot of cancers on the screen. Like, they have a natural flair for being on camera. You know what I mean? But those July middle cancers, they're not acting. They're just getting on the camera and they're being them. These cancers over here, they're acting. Like, they're really acting. You understand what I'm saying? And this adds on to the flair that is unpredictable. You don't really know what to suspect from these cancers. They're sneaky. Like, they're sneaky. You know what I'm saying? I could have just said they're sneaky off top. Like, these cancers are sneaky. I don't know what they being sneaky about. That's up for you to decide. And you get in the comment section and tell a story about that shit if you feel like it. Tell yourself, goddammit, I don't care. But yeah, sci-fi vibes is what I get from these cancers. They also have a dark sense of humor. And these cancers, they'll neg you. So I shout out to, matter of fact, a cancer put me onto this word too. Shout out to the Manhattan Madam, Kristen Davis. She put me onto this word, negging, which is when people hide underhanded insults inside of compliments. And these cancers are good for that. You understand what I'm saying? They'll pull one of those off. They'll do it well too. They'll do it in a real joking manner, of course, but they'll do it with some tact. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just like, oh wait, hold on, you trying to play me? Like, it might be a week later and you figure it out. Like, you just wake up damn near in tears. Like, hold on, what the fuck? That was foul. You might call them up and be like, yo, what was that about? You know what I'm saying? Like, those cancers are good for that, but they have a dark sense of humor. They will laugh with you. And the shit will they could be into some real kinky shit. Like, the middle cancers, they into some kinks too. But these last cancers, the between July 13th and 22nd, they into some freaky shit too. You know what I'm saying? They be into some kinky shit too. And you'll hear it in that dark sense of humor, like, yo, where does that even come from? You know what I'm saying? What you really into? What you be on? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know type shit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got for y'all. And pardon me if you feel like I put more emphasis on one cancer more than the other. You know, I'm just trying the best that I possibly can get this done within 20 minutes, y'all. I'm out.